Paula Sher is an artist. She is a painter, an illustrator, a graphic designer, and an art educator. She is literally what we call a goddess of graphic design. Born in 1948, Paula Sher was raised along the East Coast. Her parents were both unsure if she would succeed in art school, and they were hesitant to let her go. Her mother insisted that she finish her teaching degree in order to have something to fall back on in case her art school was a failure. After high school, she attended the Tyler School of Art in 1970. Then she moved to New York City, where she thrived. After working briefly as a layout artist for Random House, she was hired by CBS Records. It was only a year before she left CBS, and then she was hired by Atlantic Records as an art director. She soon returned to CBS Records and stayed with them for 8 years. She designed a whole bunch of album covers, almost 150 per week. Her most notable one was the Boston cover, which I believe she won awards for. According to her abstract series on Netflix, she says that she's kind of horrified by that cover and almost embarrassed by it. She doesn't really understand why it won so much, why people loved it so much. But here are 3 of the album covers that she made, and I mean there's hundreds. And here's some more. After she got done with her designing of album covers, she found her place at Pentagram in 1991. She became the first female principal to join the company. Her most notable work is probably the work she did for the Public Theater of New York. Her idea was to create kind of an urban noise. She did this with the typography she used by making it bold and energetic, almost like a resemblance of graffiti. The designs were not on a grid layout by any means. They were just busy creating motion. The typography is creating motion in it. Very much like New York City, which is where the Public Theater is. So it kind of tied that together. She wanted to make sure to put the public quite big in her artwork because she wanted everybody in the city to know that they were welcome to come to the Public Theater to see these shows. They were affordable and they were for everyone. This is a little self-portrait of herself. Several of her work is kind of almost making fun of herself. Um, I've seen the same photo at other places with different hairstyles on. She had like photoshopped on. This one's kind of interesting because it's almost like a diary of her growing up, um, young adulthood, but it's like with physical features because 1967 to 1968, Summer Blonde. Um, on her nose, it points out T-zone. 1961, 1964, she had relatively mild acne. She bought her first Bob Dylan album in 1964. So this is pretty cool. It's almost like a journal. It's like a personal little archive of her, young womanhood. This type of method she uses where it's hand painted, very detailed, has emotion, has balance, has rhythm. It's very creative. It's the same kind of method that she used when she did her maps. She's known for these gigantic maps that can go up to 12 feet high. They kind of each have their own little subject or topic matter. Um, they're always based on cities or neighborhoods, oceans even, and mixed with perhaps home prices or maybe even climate disasters. Zip codes is also one of the ones that she has. Right here you have a map of India. I mean, it's just crazy how she fits all that little stuff in there. This one is like Sri Lanka. This is like the tsunami where the big tsunami hit. Indian Sea. It is really cool. This is actually literally like a room with her maps on it at the school where she attended, like an exhibition that she made for them. And then Paula Sher is also known for her logos. She's made thousands and thousands of logos that we probably see every day, and we just don't even know that they're made from her. Here's just a few examples. I mean, I had no idea that she made Shake Shack. Thought that was pretty cool. I would be interested to see how many of her logos do we run into on a daily basis and we don't even know it. Okay, so for my project, I mimicked her public theater poster. Of course, she did a way better job than I did, but I felt like she designs very emotionally with her typography, or she shows emotion with her typography. I kind of wanted to display the same thing. I feel like her posters, they don't only talk to you, but they really scream at you and they grab your attention. My thinking for my for my poster was not really not really necessarily grab your attention or like in your face, but it is more like an anxiety emotion that I wanted to play off of because it was just kind of like the here and now, how it's been feeling for the past, few days or a few weeks. Just kind of like everything that's going on in a mother's life, perhaps. Um, I just wanted to like display instead of like energy, maybe more anxiety. I'm just like being overwhelmed. I really liked how she, just has the lady's face with these just like words. And so mine was just kind of like I wanted to represent a mother who was like overwhelmed, trying to make a great life for her and her son, and they're just like constantly having hurdles and obstacles. And I could have actually added so many more, but I do love Paula Shear. She is somebody I admire and I look up to. Being a female in her industry is rare and it brings up a lot of challenges. And I appreciate the fact that she did not let those obstacles stand in her way. And she is definitely the goddess of graphic design. These are the resources where I found my information and pictures.